Waking up with the Bolton Oil Center, Jeff Mudflap and the Gang Morning Show.
So good.
On KLLL.
Here's what you missed on Jeff Mudflap and the Gang.
So this is an interesting thing. You know, a lot of people still working from home these days. You know, and that really people have always priced some capacity worked at home, but it obviously went on steroids in 2020. A lot of people have stayed at home and continue to work from home. A lot of jobs just figured out they could be remote like that. I could never do it just because I got to get up in the morning with a place to go. I cannot just. I don't know. I need it's like a purpose.
I turn into a couch potato.
I think I would too.
Yeah, I got to get up, get ready, go somewhere. And I don't want to be. It's like if you work at home, you're at work all the time, you know. And so my wife works from home, and she loves it. I mean, she absolutely loves working from home. And I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. It's just being there all the time. This is an interesting survey though about that. It says that 56% of remote workers go entire weeks without leaving the house. Can you imagine going weeks without leaving your house at all just because, you work there, you live there, and just being there,
They're crazy.
Yes, absolutely. 25% do not speak to anybody for days. They're just doing their work. That would be now. My wife doesn't get into that situation. She's on the phone constantly, or on some kind of a Zoom meeting or a Teams meeting or something. So she at least has human conversations. But I can't imagine just being isolated like that and just working alone by myself and not interacting with anybody for days. It's crazy. Let's see here. Miss spending days alone. Yeah, 8% of people have gone a week or more without interacting with someone in person. 38% admit they have gained weight since they started working from home. And they say despite all the negatives, 56% of people say working from home has improved their work-life balance. Which, I mean, I guess your home life, you're there all the time.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that would work for me. Get out of bed. Now that I think about it, I did work from home for about, I don't know, it was like 6 months or something. And I had a brief stint in the, in the record business. And where I was doing record promotion, calling radio stations and, calling people like me at the radio station and begging them to play songs. Basically what it was. And so it was like sales in a way, but you weren't trying to, it wasn't dependent on money. It was dependent on airplay, right? Okay. And so I did that for about 6 months, and I recall I would, my desk was right there in the bedroom next to the bed. So my alarm would go off in the morning. And when I first started, man, I'd get up, take a shower, get dressed, get ready, sit down at the desk and get ready for the day. I don't know, about a month in, it started getting to where alarm goes off, hit snooze, look at the desk and go, man, let me think about this a minute.
You get out of your silky pajamas and go over there.
Then I would, I didn't have silky pajamas, thank you. But you think what you want. It's yours.
I've got it into my head now.
You can have your own version of my story if you would like. So.
That's what I heard.
So
I don't know what anybody else heard.
Would sound, and I would find my way out of bed. No, but seriously, it wasn't too far into it to where I started feeling like, let's get up. Listen, I'd be sitting there and, I get it.
Let's
say pajamas, but
I understand
visual here. But anyway, so I would just get up.
Now I got even a different visual.
Okay. So anyway, but it's about my point here is about a month.
Know the story. I'm thinking
about a month into it, though. I stopped. I wouldn't even get up and take I was like, I don't get dressed. I'll just go sit over in a chair and start working because there was nobody was going to see me, and who cared? So I would literally alarm go off. I get up. I just stand up, walk over to the desk, sit at the desk, and start working. And finally, maybe around noon, I'd go, yeah, I guess I ought to do something with myself. Then I'd get up, take a shower, get dressed, and then the rest of the day. But man, it just made me lazy, though. I just don't like that feeling of waking up and being at work.
Did you have kids at that time?
Let's see. Let me think here. I had
one.
Actually, no, I didn't actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Colton wasn't born yet, but he was on the way. Because what had happened was he was due in September, and actually, so it was a little more than 6 months, I guess. It must have been about 8 months, because it was August, and they call one day, the bosses call and say, yeah, everybody stay off phones, we're shutting this thing down.
Ouch.
And you're doing what? We're shutting it down. Oh, okay, great. So there I was. I was about 3 or 4 weeks away from becoming a father. And I have no job at this point now. And so, yeah, it was great. So that was my working from home experience. It was awesome. So, But it only lasted, I guess, 8 months. So, then I got a job shortly after that, got back in radio, and the rest is history. So, yeah.
And I was a stay-at-home mom for like 10 years. And that was very challenging because you have to get up before the kids get up to get yourself ready, or it's not going to happen. And that was the most frustrating part. Whenever you have young kids, you're kind of on their schedule. And I went batty my first 6 months. I think it was about my first 3 months. I'm like, okay, I'm not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom. This is not for me. And Michael's going, hey, just give it a full 6 months. If you change your mind, then you can go back to work. And within that 6 months, I kind of got into a routine, found Mother's Day out, found things to do to keep myself busy, got involved in the church, and so, because I am not a sit at home and eat bonbons and watch soap operas kind of person. So I always
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
No, not at
but
all.
I do remember,
bonbons are delicious.
Yes, they are. But I do remember whenever Colton started kindergarten, I had made a comment to my friends. I said, man, I'm just so embarrassed, that I'm basically dropping him off at kindergarten. I'm still in my, my jammies and bathrobe. And one of the other mothers said, honey, that's okay. And I'm like, he's in afternoon kindergarten. And they were like, oh.
Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
Missing you in the morning.
96.3 KLLL.
Here's what you missed on Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
All right, so here's what happened. So, yeah, there's cleaning crews. It's near Aurora, Colorado, which is outside of Denver. So they were scrambling, thank you, to clean up a huge mess when a truck spilled eggs all over I-70.
That had to be messy.
They said it happened shortly after midnight on Monday morning. The driver of a semi had swerved to avoid hitting a vehicle, which had suddenly stopped right there in I-70, which is horribly dangerous. Anyways, veered off the highway and struck a pole. The trailer cracked open and hundreds of cases of eggs spilled out. And the driver of the truck suffered minor injuries. The spill kept a portion of the highway closed, except for over 6 hours, while crews worked to clean up the mess and tow away the truck. But all those eggs, man! If you were driving down I-70, and there was some of the cartons that survived, and you could have picked up some free eggs.
I know.
And these days, I mean, eggs has been one of our biggest issues in our entire country. We've freaked out more about the cost of eggs than almost anything. They're coming down, though, I think. They're still, I guess, maybe more expensive than they were at some point, but everything is. But they are coming down some, yeah.
Yeah, avocados are going up.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. How much?
avocados.
Yeah, I haven't bought any in the last couple of weeks. Well, actually, no, we did get some for our party. We did buy some, actually. And I say we, I mean Kathy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
One avocado, large Haas avocado, was $5.
What? One avocado?
One avocado. So
the
guess
big
who?
ones or the little ones?
The big ones. So guess who did not buy an avocado?
Wow.
Who, you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't need it that bad.
I love avocados.
I
It's one of
do
my
too.
favorite things. But yeah,
I
hopefully.
couldn't do that because normally, I think the most I've ever seen one large avocado has been $2.99, and that was I would not pay $5 for one.
You know what that means? It means every time you go to a restaurant, when they serve guacamole, you're going to get a bigger pile of lettuce.
Yes. Yeah. I usually ask them to hold the lettuce because I don't like lettuce mixed up in my guacamole.
You know, and what I hate is, and I get why they do it, they're trying to make it look like a bigger pile of avocado or of guacamole. And so I get it, the dressing the plate and doing all that. But I would rather get the tinier portion of guacamole with no lettuce and just, it is what it is. Because there's nothing worse than trying to dip your chip into that. And you get that iceberg lettuce starts getting all stuck on it. You got to pull it out. It's just, boy, as long as we're complaining about stuff, that is one of my least favorite things in life right there.
Totally dislike that, especially, whenever you order nachos and then in the middle of it they put, shredded lettuce and all that. Warm items are not meant to have lettuce on them.
Yeah, because it gets wilty.
It gets wilty and yucky, and I just don't like the texture of it. And, an iceberg head of lettuce, which used to be like 99 cents, is now $2. So don't waste the iceberg lettuce as just filler.
Right, yeah, that's true. Okay, see, I haven't bought... we go to the grocery store. My least favorite section in the grocery store is the produce section.
Oh, but I thought you liked all the melons.
well, there's some nice melons. Yeah, very much so. Yes, I know. Thank you. That's what I would say. My wife hates me for that too. She's always like, "Shut up! Don't say that." You ever do that? Every time I go into the produce section. Oh, nice melons. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm a guy. I'm still a guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my least favorite section, and the reason is because I feel like we can go to the grocery store and spend, if we spend 45 minutes there, I feel like 43 of it is in the produce section. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what else? Because Kathy doesn't like opening the little bags, and so I'm good at opening the little bags.
Oh, yeah.
And so we always go there, and I'm like, all right, how many bags? She'll go, I don't know, 10 probably. So I start. I pull them off. I open them. I put them in the basket. I just keep doing that. She keeps filling them up. I'm not even paying attention to what she's buying. My job is just open the bag, throw it in the thing. Open the bag, throw it in the thing. And she fills them up. Throw in the thing. Every time. I can do 10, but then we need 11. So I get one more. Okay, is that it? I think I'm going to need one more. All right, here's 12. All right, there's that one. And I feel like it's all of our time is in the produce section, and I'm just like, let's get to the good stuff, man.
So instead of the bag lady, you're the bag guy.
I am. The bag man.
The bag man.
That's right. That's who I am. I have a special skill. We all specialize.
Yes.
Do you use the little green little tie things, or do you just put them in a knot?
I put them in a knot.
Yeah, see, I try to. That's part of my job too, is to get the little green tie things, and do that. Sometimes they don't have those, though. They're out sometimes, so you do have to tie it in a knot. But I don't. I just twist it like I, swirl it around so it twists, and then I put it in the basket. And then Kathy's always like, "You can't just do that," so she'll pick it up and she'll tie the knot. I'm like, all right.
And it's not just a knot. I'll tie a knot, but have a loop. Pull a loop out, so it's not a knot, so it's easier to undo once you get home.
Well, you're always a step extra there. That's crazy. You actually take the time to do that.
I put a loop inside the knot, so it's easier to undo.
Man, how are you untying your shoes? Do you have some kind of special thing on that, too?
It's the bunny ears. No.
Mudflap, the puzzle look. Bunny ears? What?
What?
You ever learn to tie your shoes?
No.
That whole thing about the bunny runs.
I think his mother invented Velcro because he couldn't learn how to tie a shoe.
Turn it up.
Wake the fun up with Jeff Mudflap and the gang. From the Dollar Western Wear Studio, this is Lubbock's country leader and home of Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang. KLLL.
Let's go.
KLLL.
KLLL. KLLL Lubbock.
Jeff, Mudflap, and the gang.
96.3.
KLLL. Red, white, and blue through and through.
Come on.
KLLL.
You ready? Let's go. Here's what you missed on Jeff Mudflap and the Gang.
Let me just tell you this. Since I started doing that, like smoking briskets and things like that, I have become more aware of how difficult it must be for like Thanksgiving dinner and things like that. I think about, because, when it comes to Thanksgiving, my whole life I've been an eater of Thanksgiving dinner. I've never been the preparer of Thanksgiving dinner. There's a lot of pressure that goes with that. And the first time I ever, I spatchcocked the turkey for Thanksgiving, and there was a lot of pressure there, though, because I realized I am responsible for making the centerpiece of the entire Thanksgiving celebration. And it kind of stressed me out a little bit. So I'm thinking, man, I don't know. I don't like when people, it's hard for me to cook things knowing that everybody's coming over going, wow, hey, we're going to have that turkey that Jeff's making. Hey, we're going to have that brisket that Jeff, there's a lot of pressure. And so I get kind of wrapped up and like, man, I don't want to ruin this because everybody's coming over. What if it's no good? And everybody's like, oh, that's a disappointment. So it just kind of,
what do you do?
It's a lot of pressure,
what do you do when you spatchcock the turkey?
Spatchcock?
Spatchcock.
Yeah. Spoofcook.
Couldn't think of the
Never
name.
tried that. When I spatchcock the turkey, what do I do?
Yeah.
Or you ask me, how do you spatchcock a turkey, or what do you say?
I've never done it.
There's videos on YouTube. No, but basically, you get the turkey, and I got remember those shears that we got from United?
I sure do.
Curtis, what was it? What's that
I
guy's
have
name?
that myself.
Curtis Stone. What was that guy's name?
I don't know, but
anyway,
I use them.
that cookware, the grill stuff they had this past year. So I got those shears, but yeah, you get the turkey and you just have to cut through the breastbone and everything, and you kind of separate and it's kind of you got to really work that.
Yeah.
But you do that, and then you just separate it all out and spread it out, and then when you put it on the grill, it cooks a lot more evenly, and it's really good. So yeah, I've done that a couple times. That I'm getting a little more comfortable with because I've done it a few times, and everybody seems to enjoy it. But pizza, no, we're a long ways away from me having people for pizza. I'm
thinking about spatchcocking the cookie. I mean, the turkey. I mean, whatever you call it. I don't know. You got me thinking. I want to do it.
Well, you could do it. You really could. You can do it. You've cooked enough stuff on the grill. You could do it.
Maybe I should
just
YouTube that.
Look up. Get on YouTube and look up spatchcocking a turkey.
Spell the spatch, please.
SPATCH.
SPAT.
Spat.
Wait, back up one space. Okay, back up.
SPAT.
Okay.
CH. Then the other part.
OTHER part.
Spatchcock the turkey.
Spatch part, other part cookie. Wait, what now? What? This is so confusing.
Tammy has a picture of her face with her hand over it going, OMG.
Spatchcocking a turkey.
Wait a minute. I'm going to have to delete all that. Hang on. That did not work. Okay. Because I had.
Tammy also was like, unlike other people, I'm able to keep secrets about attending your pizza party.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Tammy. Way to keep a secret. Wow, that was great. Oh, my gosh, y'all. Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. All right.
Okay, see, now you do this and you start making me doubt.
I think we should bring back the spelling bee.
Yeah, well, this is, okay.
All right, let me go ahead. I'm ready, Jeff. I've deleted all that, so.
Okay.
SPATCH C. I'm doing good. OCK ING. Oh wait, I put two N's.
And Bingo was his name.
All right, spatchcocking
a turkey.
You
want to spell A?
Yeah.
Okay. And then turkey. TURKEY.
Oh, wait a minute. I just got to click that little thing there. Spatchcocking a turkey. Turkey breast. Turkey with a kettle. Turkey with the oven. Turkey with the recipe. There's lots of turkeys in there.
Right, but just spatchcocking a turkey.
Spatchcocking a turkey?
Maybe add on a grill or something.
Okay. Now I got to go back in. Spatchcocking a turkey on a grill.
Yeah, just try that. You'll find it.
GRILL.
Yes.
I got it. Okay,
yes,
good.
that is it.
All right, I'm good.
Whew. All right.
Oh, yeah. There's lots of spatchcocking on a grill.
Carl, Mudflap, you are special.
Carl,
Okay.
No wrong answers here.
Chickens that have had special if they were too small just to eviscerate. Okay. But yeah, it you could do it. You just get those shears.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at all these. Oh, they look really good.
Oh, it's delicious.
Sammy says, make sure you spell grill and not girl.
Turn it up.
Wake the fun up with Jeff Mudflap and the gang. Jeff Mudflap and the Gang, presented by Bolton Oil Center.
96.3 KLLL.
Here's what you missed on Jeff Mudflap and the Gang.
So you may have seen the pictures. You know, we posted some. I think KCBD had some stuff. One of the other stations in town had something, I think. But so a trash truck caught on fire here yesterday in our parking lot, and it was pretty crazy because. So I'm sitting up in my office, and you know I've got a big window that looks out onto our parking lot.
What are we putting in our trash can?
Well, that's what we were about to find out, because remember, Monday was when we had something nasty in the trash can.
Yes, I know. I was like, man, whatever that was, it was smelling in our building. But no, it was. I think it was something probably. I don't really know. Maybe something already in the truck that was smoldering, and I don't really know what happened. But anyway, so I'm sitting in my office. Unlike every other, it's just another day, you know, I'm sitting at my desk, and I see the big old truck pull in, you know, like it does Tuesday or Wednesday, come dump empty the dumpster there, pulls in, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, God, man, what a pain having to pull into tight parking lots in that giant truck, and then trying to wedge in there and back up and turn it again, and, you know, so I'm just watching this guy, just thinking of that, going, man, I guess I'm really lucky, I don't have to mess with that. So I watch, so he kind of drives forward, going to the dumpster, like any other time he's here. And so I go back to my work, you know, I'm just sitting there. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see the guy that was driving the truck runs across the parking lot, heading to like he's running towards the building next to us, I guess. And I'm thinking, wow, that's different, huh? So I get up, I go to my window, I look, and I see smoke, and I'm like, oh man, I think our dumpster's on fire. So I get out, I run around the corner, and then Chelsea, who's our business manager person, she's in her office right around the corner from mine, and I said, hey, she goes, yeah, did you see that? It looks like something's on fire. I said, yeah. So we both run, we're going down the stairs, get down there. Sure enough, smoke and everything, but it turns out it was the truck. Not the
trash truck.
Yeah, not the dumpster.
Oh, wow.
So I guess the guy, as soon as he saw smoke, he got out and he's running and he's like banging on our door on the parking lot side of our building because that's our employee entrance. So it's locked and so he's banging on it. Well, our receptionist, Crystal, up in the front of the building, she hears this, so she gets up, so she runs around. This is before I'd come downstairs. She runs around and he's already gone, and that's when I saw him running to the next building, just trying to find somebody to call. And so we all end up out there. Well, this truck is sitting there, and it's smoking, you know, and I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. And all of a sudden,
you catch the other cars on fire, too.
Right. Now, Crystal's car was sitting right next to it where she was parked, but we had, the station vans, employees, everybody's out there. And so we're thinking, okay, well, I guess we should move it. Well, all of a sudden, you hear sirens, man, cops are showing up, and we had like 5 cops. We got fire trucks coming. It's like a whole thing. Then there's flames out of the truck. And like you hear like a little explosion thing, not a major explosion, something went. So then Jay, our boss, he goes, hey, we need to move the vans. So Dave runs in. Yeah. So I'm thinking, dude, it's a 2008. Let's let that thing go up in flames, man. Insurance are kicking. Yeah. So Dave runs into the building, grabs the keys to the vans. He throws me the KLLL van and I'm like, okay. And it's the one that's right next to the truck that's like got these little mini explosions and flames going. So I'm thinking, well, I'll just save the KLLL van. So I run around there, man. I'm right there, flames going, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but okay. So I'm trying to unlock the door, I'm trying to get in. Start it. I can't even get the dump thing.
Cops around?
Oh, yeah. The fire trucks are showing up. They're unraveling hoses. I mean, it's a whole thing. So I get the van started, drive across the street to the parking lot, save the KLLL van that at this point is probably worth about $4.
Well, and then I'm sitting in my office. I have no windows in my office, so I can't see or even hear what's going on. And I'm just, on my computer, and then I'm on the phone talking with one of our coworkers, and all of a sudden I hear, "Is anyone in the building?" or upstairs. I'm like, yeah, Jess, evacuate, fire. And so I'm on the phone going, hey, I gotta go. And I hang up and I'm looking, okay, all right, my purse is in my car. I got my keys, got my phone, and then grabbed my laptop and ran. And I'm looking at like pictures, my Peyton Manning signed autograph picture, and I'm just like, I'm going, none of this is worth it. Go.
That is awesome. Well, yeah, so I'm out there, so I get out of the van, I park it across the street, so I run back in here, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. And that was the one thing.
No.
But about that time, the guy's out there and he's saying, "Hey, y'all need to get out of the building. You need to move away from the area. There could be toxic fumes,
right?
Because there's all this weird smoke coming out and flames.
Of the trash. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, but dang, I don't have my phone, man. And so I was like, I'm going in. So I do. I punch in the code, man. I'm running up the stairs. Well, then I don't know. So I don't know. Unbeknownst to me, hang on a second.
Well, and then because
I need a longer headphone cord here. I keep unplugging myself anyway.
You're kind of curious. So we're staying. Me and Chelsea and Crystal are standing back here by Avenue Q. So we kind of start walking over towards like where the truck is, and they were like, "No, stop! If it blows, it's gonna. You don't want to be in the line of fire."
Right.
And I'm just going, "Oh, okay," because your curiosity is like, "I want to see it. I want to see it."
Right. Yes, that's exactly it. So I'm sitting here. So I don't know that all of y'all are out of the building on the other side at this point because I've been out there moving vans.
Yeah.
So I come back in to get my phone. So I run in and I'm thinking, because I just hear that guy saying, y'all need to get out of here. It could be toxic fumes and all this. And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to die today. This is stupid. The building's going to blow up. How dumb is this? But I'm going to have my phone with me. So I know that's stupid, but but I'm just thinking, I got to have my phone if something, all hell breaks loose or something.
Right.
So I run up the stairs. I'm looking for people, and I'm looking to see, because most of the people in our building were gone at that point upstairs because the sales staff, they're out, they're already left the building. So I go in there, and so I'm thinking, okay, well, Chelsea's not in her office, so I know she's down there because she ran down there with me. So then I'm thinking, okay, let's see, Blake's on vacation. Okay, he's not there. Craig's already gone. Sean's on vacation. He's gone. We got so many people on vacation. So I was like, okay, Sean's not here. Okay, who else? Damon's on vacation. He's not here. And then I look in, Colleen, I was like, she's not in there. But then I see her computer.
Car.
Yeah, and I knew her car was down because your car was actually kind
next
of
to
close.
To the vans.
Yes.
Wow.
And so we had that. So I'm thinking, well, she's not in the building. So, okay, so nobody's up there except me. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, let me get my phone before the whole place blows. So I run into my office, grab my phone. I'm back out, and so then I come out on the side of the building because I see everybody on the Avenue Q side standing out by the road. Man, more cops are driving up, and I mean it's like a whole thing. And but yeah, that truck, I don't know what happened, but it was flaming up. It was not good.
Good morning. Turn it up.
Wake the fun up with Jeff Mudflap and the gang. Jeff Mudflap in the game. Making mornings great again. Here's what you missed on Jeff Mudflap and the gang.
This is kind of interesting. Looking at a new car. Here are some of these are the most affordable cars now because cars are crazy. Yeah, no, is anything really affordable?
Exactly.
But no, they're just getting to where they're so expensive. It's like buying a house or something now.
Yeah.
You should live in your car, but if you're looking to save some cash when you're buying a new car, there are a few budget-friendly cars out there still. So it's a new study from a place called iCars.com found that the cheapest new car is the Chevrolet Spark, which I haven't even seen one of these.
I think that's an electric car, though.
Is it? Yeah. Well, it's still
Chevrolet.
Cars,
true.
but
You're
yeah,
right.
I mean,
you're right.
I'm just reporting the news. I'm not making the news. The Chevrolet Spark with a name like Spark sounds electric, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a cute little car.
You've seen it?
I'm looking at it right now.
Just hold up the picture so everybody on the radio could see it as well. Okay, yeah. No, thanks.
Yeah, some of those little bitty ones. I'd be afraid to drive on the interstate, especially with all the semis that are driving around here. Oopsie.
Especially if it's an electric car, it'd be like driving a little golf cart or something.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting that on a loop? No, thanks. An average new price just under $17,000 for that. So in the grand scheme of things, that's cheap, but probably get what you pay for there. Other new cars you can get for under $20,000. include the Mitsubishi Mirage, the Kia Rio, the Nissan Versa, and the Hyundai Accent. So if you're looking for something under $20,000 as far as a new vehicle, that's probably your best bet right there.
Okay.
There you go. Wow.
Don't know how interested I am in any of those really, but what about? Can you even